You know, those moments in life where like you feel like you got somebody in like a straight on gotcha moment, and you feel like you are just cooking and you getting them on every possible angle that you possibly can get them. And you just know for a fact that nobody can dispute anything that you are saying whatsoever. I'm going to let you know right now, TK, this ain't it. This is not what you thought it was. I don't know if you was trying to let somebody let you land. I don't know if you really thought that you just was the one on this one. This is a bad look. This is a very bad look. But we about to get into it. So without further ado, let's roll that mother effing intro.
Free fall as I die through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really want to.
Now, the issue that I have with all of this is the fact that this almost seems as though you lost your way with the process and the originating thought of what AEW was supposed to be. Now, I'm not going to get into the feud itself. I'm not going to get into the factor of who's in the wrong, who's in the right, because it's not about what happened between Punk and Jack Perry. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened between Punk and TK. The problem I have is kind of the same sentiment that FTR had right after the footage was played. And that's the fact that why are we still focused on any of this? Why does any of this still matter? What is the significance of showing that footage? Because it's not like you're doing it because people are asking for it. People were probably asking for it when the shit was going down last year. Nobody's asking for this right now. The only reason that it was shown, and of course pure speculation, but I'm pretty sure maybe a good 99.8% of myself is absolutely right with this, and that's the fact that it's in a response to CM Punk's video, or is his interview rather. Here's the problem with that. Well, one of the problems with that is that CM Punk is known to be the person who's going to spout off at the mouth, whether he's telling the truth, whether he's lying, whatever the case is. He's been known for that. And some may say that he's also earned the right to do that, given everything that he's been through. The problem is when you have somebody who's not known for doing something like this to then do that. And that's the position that you are in, TK. And look, I have all the respect in the world for you, immensely, for what you have done for professional wrestling itself. However, when you start putting yourself in positions where, and again, I've stated this in previous videos that I've had, when you start putting yourself in positions where you are not acting like the person that you were put in positions to be in terms of what AEW is, you start to look like a joke. You look like somebody who should not sit in the seat that they are currently sitting in. And that's the issue that I have, because when you do shit like this, people don't take you seriously. And then by proxy, what ends up happening is that they don't take AEW seriously. And that's possibly maybe the biggest issue that I have, because I can understand about the whole back and forth and the animosity that you may have with Triple H, or I can understand, you know, some gripes that some wrestlers may have had with WWE at certain times that they were employed there. But that's about as as deep as that should go. It should stay within the confines of whatever somebody has experienced within that. There's nothing that was actually done to you in terms of AEW and WWE. Nobody has spitefully done something outside of a few jabs here and there, but that's par for the course in terms of this business, because you're always going to have somebody poking fun at the other. What you can do easily, if you feel so offended by what's being done, is send a cease and desist. That's it. That's all you would need to do in terms of business, because none of this should be personal, because nobody's taking money out of AEW's pockets. I understand the Vince stuff where, you know, you booked some places there and they try and they stonewalled you from being able to, you know, hold shows in certain areas, whether it be true, false, whatever. I can understand that to an extent, because that also goes in the hand of business. But when you do something out of spite and it comes off looking petty, you end up making everybody else look about as low and as petty as you are looking right now. The focus should always be to make a better show than the other promotion. Whether you can do that or you can't, the goal should always be, hey, we need to see if we can do something better than them. You already have an amazing roster. Let them do the work for you. Let them do the talking for you. If somebody shoots shots at AEW, you don't need to go at the forefront and say, oh, well, fuck you and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you, and I'm going to be petty and I'm going to show this. No, all you have to do is put on a banger of a show. And that is where you're losing a lot of people right now, because you're allowing all this social media stuff and everything, all the tabloids, all the rumors and everything gets you to where you're starting to come up and you're starting to focus on the wrong thing. And then your show is looking like shit. Because let's not misconstrue the actual facts. And that's the fact that you are doing a disservice to a lot of people on your roster right now when you're making AEW look like a joke, because you're not putting on the best shows that you possibly can. And I believe that's because some of your focus isn't where it should be. So see, the thing is, when AEW first came out, they were focused on an alternative. They were focused on the professional wrestling. They were focused on making sure that the fans who had been behind indie wrestling for the longest, making sure that they had a home outside of WWE, because WWE at that time was the machine. It was the machine that was basically whatever Vince McMahon wanted, whatever investors wanted, whatever shareholders wanted, whatever they wanted to push is what was going to happen. It wasn't for the fans at that point in time. And AEW came in and filled that void for the fans. And that's the issue that I have, is because you forgot where you came from. You forgot what the foundation of AEW was supposed to be. And you're allowing all this bullshit to cloud and cast a veil over what AEW should be. And it's making people like Swerve it's making these guys take strays or get stuck in the crossfire of what's going on, because they're not able to see, you know, what could potentially be the first African-American crowned AEW champion. They're not being able to focus on, you know, exceptional talents like Will Ospreay, who just got signed, you know, people like Okada, who just got signed, you know, people like Mercedes Moné, who arguably at this point is the biggest signing in 2024. All of this is taking a back seat to whatever the fuck you decided to do last night. This isn't what you thought it was supposed to be. Now, right before the Attitude Era hit, I was in the 6th grade. It was a point in time where, even though you had wrestlers going back and forth between WCW and WWF, you may have felt a little bit of the animosity that was there, But the thing is, the one thing that you didn't see, and granted, this could be, due to the fact that the internet wasn't as what it was now or what it is now. But the thing is, they focused on making sure that they had an incredible show. They made sure that they were going to go out there and have a better show than the other promotion. That was their focus. They didn't allow all the backstage feuds and the stuff come to light. And if there was something that came to light, you didn't know about it. And that's what should be going on now. It should be less talk about who's doing what and more about what show is producing what. Triple H right now is making sure that he is putting on the best pro wrestling TV of his life. The point to where AEW had a head start when Black and Gold NXT was on its last legs. AEW had a head start and was basically the pioneer of what should be AEW now. But now it's happening in WWE. WWE has turned the page, and Triple H is running things in the way that you should be running AEW. But you're so focused on the bullshit that you're not doing what you should have been doing from the beginning. And now you have to go ahead and course correct, because there's nothing that you can do that's going to make this situation better other than making AEW one of the best shows. There is almost nothing that you can do that's going to make this better outside of that. So you need to make sure moving forward that Dynamite, Collision, every fucking pay-per-view, anything leading up to a pay-per-view is nothing less than fucking flawless, just to get the bad taste of what the fuck happened last night out of people's mouths. I did not enjoy what I watched last night because nothing felt like it should have been there. And the fact that anybody on that roster has to come up and perform after anything that was shown is sad. So honestly, I think things just need to get back to what it was, and that's professional wrestling, to focus on what the show should be. So with that said, my peeps, whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave all your comments, concerns, questions down below. If you agree with me, disagree with me, let me know. Am I wrong in what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you feel what I'm saying? I mean, hell, even if you enjoyed the shit last night, let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, also let me know. But until you see this handsome face and hear this immaculate voice, I bid you all adieu. And until next time, you beautiful, 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 beautiful mother effers. Tag the fucketh out.
Dollars make a way to make a change. Gotta be insane to make those same mistakes again. So I'm switching lane to lane. Pray the curb don't scrape.